All right, it's the fastest 15 minutes on social media. My name is Judson Powell, and I talk about politics, religion, and spirituality. Today, I want to talk about Mitch McConnell. And as you know, stuff has been floating around on the internet, and it come to find out that McConnell's uh, grandfathers, I guess, or great grandfathers, uh, they owned slaves, and they actually have the census record showing the slaves that they own. So they actually owned slaves, and they say that their family owned 14 slaves, all but one who were women. So we kind of know what the deal was with Mitch and his family, right? Okay, so they had a whole bunch of female slaves, and of course, Mitch came out very strongly against reparations. Also, there's some other stuff floating around the internet where he's standing up there getting an award from a Confederate group, and there's a Confederate flag in the background, and they're all smiles and everything like that. So be aware, folks. You know who the enemy is, and I guess that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is the fact that we do deserve reparations, and and once again, I'm not even the type that wants to just take everything, but when you got these guys walking around and they won't fess up, and they won't say, they won't actually tell the truth, then you got a major problem. All right, and the thing about it is that then I saw another post that was talking about, well, do we deserve reparations and all this kind of stuff? Yeah, we deserve reparations. I mean, the entire country was built on the backs of our ancestors. The entire country. I'm talking about everything that's here was built by us. That right down to the Capitol, the White House, all of that stuff, the Washington Monument, all the monuments, everything. Those things were built by slaves. Okay, and they tried to keep that a secret for a long time. If you remember, during Baby Bush's administration, they were doing some reconstruction on the White House, and they come to find out they found some records which showed that the people that were actually working on the White House were what? They were slaves. So we know that there are slaves that are in the entire thing, and we know that they were there and they were building. We also know that that we have Benjamin Banneker, who laid out the foundation of Washington D.C. So everything basically was done by black people. We know that most of the inventions in the 18th, 19th, and 20th century, most of the things that they're making plenty of money off of right now, they were invented by black people, including the automobile, the internet, all of it wasn't Al Gore. It was black people that did all this stuff. All of the engineering and mathematical feats that were done during that time, they were all done by blacks. So we have to realize that that this thing is a lot bigger than what we're actually given credit for, and we deserve to get money from that. And of course, not to mention that at least 250 years you got free labor. So if I could, and once again I tell you to look at it from this standpoint, if I could start a business and I got free labor, free, I didn't have to pay anybody anything, and most of the materials and stuff that I use, and I don't have to pay anybody anything. Do you realize that was just all profit for years and years and years? And the only thing basically that I had to do is I had to feed you, and then I fed you, substandard stuff. So you didn't really have to, basically all of it was profit. It was 100%. And now, come to find out, even some of the things that were invented, and basically what happened, black people invented it, and then white men took the patents for it, and and they got paid, and we got nothing. So even things like as now they're finding out, Jack Daniels, whiskey. We know all kinds of other stuff, cream of wheat, Ancient Mama, all that stuff, all those things that we thought were just, things that were just, made up for advertising or whatever. Actually, it turns out that those were the people that actually invented that so that they could what? So that they could work, and they could make their job easier. Remember, what does the old saying say? That necessity is the mother of invention. So necessity is the mother of invention. And so that's why we had to invent everything, the icebox, the traffic light, you know, and like I said, even the automobile. Why? Because it wasn't, you know, when Master got ready to go on a trip, who had to, you know, somebody had to put the horses, you know, with the carriage and all that kind of stuff. And so people, you know, so our people figured out ways to get around that, you know, so that it would make our job and our work a lot easier, you know. So you gotta look and you gotta, you know, analyze all of the contribution and then think about all of the money that they made over the years. And it's like, it's a no-brainer, you know. And my only, like I said before, my only concern is that we don't bankrupt the country. You know, we don't want to bankrupt the country because then we don't have anything either. So, you know, so yeah, it's good to have money, but if you have nowhere to spend the money, or if all the money goes, you know, to trying to, you know, resurface things, you know, in a recession or a depression type situation, that's not good. And of course, we learned that once again from Baby Bush before Obama. Remember that was like one of the worst economic turndowns, you know, in the history. And I believe that it was caused by all of those, you know, the economic stimulus package by giving everybody money, giving everybody a check. So that's why I'm more in favor of land. And so I guess everybody knows my point of view. It's like I'd rather get the 40 acres, you know, like I've been putting on my hashtag 40 acres and a Ford, and, you know, let everybody get that. And I think that'll be a much better, you know, option. Now, my next topic that I want to talk about is all of these these black millennials. Stop going into the supermarket, licking on ice cream, spitting in, you know, in mouthwash, using deodorant, all that kind of stuff. I mean, come on, y'all, really? And y'all already know that you know, they're trying to get you. So they're already trying to get you, and then you're going to set yourself up. And the problem with going into stores and doing this stuff is the fact that what? You're on camera, and they know who you are, and they can identify you easily. Everybody who's done this basically has been caught. And guess what? Y'all are going to jail. So look, stop giving them reasons to put you in jail. There is no reason that you're trying to give people a reason to lock you up. They already trying to lock you up. So stop giving them reasons to lock you up. It's not cool. It really is not. And, you know, and I know, like, all us older people, we're like, you know, what, you know, is it some kind of, you know, crazy challenge again going around on the internet or something like that? But this stuff is getting you locked up. You go to jail for this. You know, it's a difference between, you know, some of these other challenges, because you know, they're just fun things, or some of them are not fun, some are dangerous, but it's not harming anybody. And the other thing is, what you don't realize is you're making their prices go up. Prices are going to go up. Why? Because now people have to put tamper-proof packaging. They have to make packaging so that you can't tamper with it. So guess what? They're going to have to add more equipment in factories and all that kind of stuff to make sure that you don't do it. So you got to understand that that's like one of the major things that you're really not thinking about. Come on, and the sad part is most of the people that are doing it are black. So it's not something that we could be like, oh, you know, because usually 9 times out of 10, you know, it's not us doing stuff. We get accused of doing stuff, but 9 times out of 10, it's not us doing stuff. But in a minute, it's going to start getting ugly, and then we don't have anybody in this scenario. We don't have anybody to blame but ourselves. You know, so don't give anybody a reason to, you know, to do anything or to lock you up or to, you know, all that kind of stuff. And like I said, it's going to make the prices go higher. And the other thing is, it's going to make a lot of stores go out of business. So it's going to be less jobs. I mean, that's already on the horizon anyway, because everything is going to what? Internet. I mean, I can go on Amazon. I can buy anything I want and literally have it delivered the next day. So, you know, as opposed to like going into the store. Well, why should I go into the store if it's like that? There's no reason for me to go into the store. You know, because I don't know if the stuff in the store has been tampered with, but if I get it shipped, you know, and it's packaged and nobody can get into my package, or nobody has tampered with my package, then I know that the product is safe. So you got to think of that stuff. You got to. And please, you know, young people, stop doing that. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And pretty soon, like I said, they're gonna make the penalties and everything else, stricter, and then people really gonna start going to jail, and then y'all gonna be, saying, oh, the man did you wrong. Well, the man ain't doing you wrong on this one. You doing everybody wrong, not only yourselves but everybody else that's involved. All right, so please cut that out, as much as you can. And I guess this is gonna be it's like a general rant, about doing that stuff, because it doesn't make sense. I don't know what you're getting out of it. And even the girl, the first girl, they like the first couple of people that did it, they caught them. Because like I said, you're on camera. And how you gonna go in court and be like, oh, that wasn't me? It's like, yeah, oh yeah, it was you. So you have really nothing to stand on. You have no ground to stand on. All right, so young people, please stop doing that. And with the whole Mitch McConnell thing, we'll go back to Mitch right quick. We'll go back to him right quick. And the bottom line is, these people, man. I guess what really bothers me about the whole reparations thing, and what really bothers me about white folks in general, is that they try to make us, feel like, or they try to make everybody picture us as being so evil and maniacal and diabolical, and and that they have to be, for some reason, they have to be afraid of us. But that's not true, because we don't commit those type of crimes. Just today, I saw 2 crimes that were committed by white people. One with a kid in Baltimore. He was a 22-year-old aspiring engineer who had a good, high-paying job, and his neighbor, a 53-year-old white man, shot him. Okay, and then even out here where I live, there was a kid, a 17-year-old kid, and a guy walked in. I think they said he was 22. Walked into the store and stabbed him and slit his throat. Okay, and then there's another case. I just want to throw these out there, and you can check them out. They're on the internet. And then there's another case in Louisiana, and a guy basically, he was found in a lake with no organs. So I'm telling you, hey folks, be careful. We got to really start being careful. And the post that I put on my Facebook page was basically, you can't really go out by yourself or whatever. And then we have 64,000 missing black females. Did you 64,000 black females that are missing, and then all these guys keep coming up like they're sexual predators and pedophiles and all this kind of stuff, and none of the white guys go to jail, but it seems like all the black guys go to jail. And I'm like trying to figure out, well, what's that about? If you're a white and you're a pedophile, or you're a sexual predator of any shape, form, or fashion, then you kind of get away with it. But if not, then it's like, okay, how come they get away with it but we don't? It's the same thing with Bill Cosby. He's in jail, but they allow Harvey Weinstein to pay his way out of jail. He paid some exorbitant fine, and I guess what they did was they ended up dropping the charges. But we know he's like guilty as sin. It's like, but he's not gonna go to jail, and neither is Roman Polanski or none of these other guys, that are notorious sexual predators. They're gonna get away with it. And now with all this stuff about the different thing, even Bill Clinton, ex-President Clinton has been implicated, in this whole thing with this guy, this billionaire who basically is running like a pedophile ring, and they even say that Donald Trump participated in some of that. So these are the things that need to be handled, and these people need to go to jail. And it's like, if y'all gonna put us in jail, for having a joint in the car, then y'all definitely need to put these predators in jail, because they're the predators. They're the real predators. It's not us, it's them. And for them to keep on trying to make it out like all of a sudden like it's us, that's anything could be further from the truth. So I hope y'all take heed to what I'm saying. Don't go out alone, especially ladies. Don't go out alone. Go out with somebody. All right. All right. Love you all. That's the fastest 15 minutes in social media. I'm Judson Powell. Subscribe, hit like, and subscribe. I love you. Bye.